What is up, people? Video Game XD back with another video. Now I'm here today to show off some eBay buys, eBay pickups, eBay grabs I got from eBay. DVDs this time, all movies. Yes, I'm on a movie kick right now. Most of my Sega Genesis stuff I've got from Disc Replay, so now I'm doing a movie collection kind of thing. Most of my movies I have on a hard drive. But I like to have the real copies as well. Just, I always worry, like, what if something happens to that hard drive one day? It could get corrupted or something could get deleted. So I like to have the real copies as well, if I can find them cheap. If I can find a DVD for like $3 or $4, which most of these DVDs I've bought, I got on eBay for $3 to $4. Very cheap. All of them are in great, very good condition, so I'm really happy with these pickups I got on eBay, so let's check it out. Movie number 1, The Cable Guy, starring Jim Carrey and Matthew Broderick. Classic Jim Carrey movie. A lot of people hate on this movie because he plays a stalker, and it was kind of different. It was kind of different role for Jim Carrey at the time, but I always loved this movie. I actually watched it with my dad a lot when I lived with my parents. A lot of good memories with The Cable Guy. Funny ass movie. Definitely recommend it. Al Pacino, Scarface, 2-disc anniversary edition, widescreen. Scarface, I mean, you gotta love Scarface. It's a classic. How can you hate Scarface? It's fucking amazing. Come on, Scarface. Had to get Scarface, man. Fucking, I love the video game too. Addams Family and the Addams Family Values. I actually got this at Walmart for like $5. I always loved Addams Family Values. Very classic movie I grew up as a kid with. Never really got big into the first movie though for some reason, but Values was always a good one to me. So I had to get that. Next up, Son-in-Law, Pauly Shore. Now, I know a lot of people hate Pauly Shore now for, I don't know why. I think he's fucking great. At least back in the 90s he was. Especially in Biodome and In the Army Now. Son-in-Law, you gotta love Son-in-Law. I wish he was still around doing stuff, but he's not, sadly. Oh, can't forget Encino Man too, The Weasel. Gotta love Pauly Shore. Okay, and next up, Night at the Roxbury. I don't think this movie did too well in theaters, but it was a classic from Saturday Night Live. It was a skit on their on SNL back in the 90s. Always loved this movie, very funny. Next up, Whatever It Takes. And now this movie, me and my friend Thomas probably seen this about 10 times in the theater at Macomb Mall in Roseville, Michigan. I know it kind of looks like a stupid, girly kind of teen movie, but it's actually a really good movie. It's about two guys that trade each other's girls, and they switch girls basically, and it's a good movie. I think it's funny. Your Trip and Road Trip, unrated. Love both of these movies, especially Road Trip. Euro Trip was really good too, but I think I prefer Road Trip. I've seen that in theaters. I have a lot of good memories with that movie. But two classics. Funny movies. Jackass, the box set. Now, I've been wanting this for years. I was a huge Jackass fan back in the day when it was on MTV. Back when MTV was fucking good. And this thing usually goes for like $30, $40, but I actually found this for $5 and like 40. I think it was $5.40. Perfect condition. I mean, the case is a little banged up right here, but the actual disc and everything, the cases were in like mint condition. It doesn't come with every single skit and episode from the original Jackass show, but it comes with a lot, and I mean a lot. There's probably over 48 hours on this fucking, over 5 hours of never seen for fucking footage. So it's a lot of episodes. Gotta love Jackass. Had to get the box set. Next up, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. 2 hilarious films, When Nature Calls, and the original. Loved Ace Ventura back in the day. Pretty much Jim Carrey in the 90s, everything he did was gold, you know. And this actually comes with the cartoon series, which is awesome. I mean, it's not the entire series of the Ace Ventura animated series, but it comes with like 3 episodes. So that was cool. They added that in there because I used to watch the cartoon back in the day. Same thing with The Mask. The Mask animated series was cool too. Next up, Airheads, classic movie of Brendan Fraser, Adam Sandler. If you lived in the 90s, you knew about this fucking movie, especially if you're a rocker. Love Airheads, classic movie. Nothing to Lose, starring Martin Lawrence and Tim Robbins. Great movie. I remember ordering this on pay-per-view back in like 98 when it came out. I think it was like 96, 97, or 98. Me and my girlfriend actually really loved this movie. Very, very funny. I highly recommend that movie. Freddy Got Fingered. Now, Tom Green back in the day was my shit. I loved this guy. I used to watch his show religiously back on MTV. This movie is really fucking weird. It's fucking fucked up too, but if you have a twisted sense of humor, you will really, really enjoy this movie. So, check out Freddy Got Fingered. Jackass the movie, the original. Had to get Jackass the movie. I think I owned it back in the day. I don't know what the fuck happened to it, but I had to get it. Had to get the original Jackass. Dumb and Dumber on Blu-ray, unrated edition. Dumb and Dumber, one of my all-time favorite movies of all fucking time. I can't say anything great, better about this movie that I haven't already fucking said. Had to get it on Blu-ray because I'm pretty sure I had the DVD burned. I used to burn a lot of my movies, but I got sick of that because a lot of them started to skip, and So I wanted the real deal. So I had to get Dumb and Dumber. Next up, Jackass number 2, unrated. Like I said, I was a Jackass fan. Had to get the second movie. I had this also back in the day. I don't know what the hell happened to it. I think my brother took it. Don't know. But I actually this was probably the best one out of the 3 Jackass movies, in my opinion. They really stepped it up with number 2 with the stunts, especially the very last one, which was really fucked up. So you had to get Jackass 2. Next up, Dude, Where's My Car? A lot of people think this movie's fucking retarded. It's one of the worst movies ever made. Ashton Kutcher's a fucking douchebag. I have a lot of good memories with this movie. Seen it in the theaters like 5 times, back in the day. Bought it on DVD. My dad watched this movie religiously too, back in the day. Dude, Where's My Car was fucking awesome. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, it's really dumb. It's a stoner flick. But if you can appreciate stupid, really dumb shit, you'll like this movie. Next up, Jumanji. I actually got this at Walmart, not eBay, but I paid $5 for it. Had to get Jumanji. I was not a fan of the new Jumanji. I thought it fucking sucked. Saw it twice in theater because, I don't know, it just happened that way. I don't know. The original is such a classic with Robin Williams. You can't fuck with this movie. I mean, it's cool they made a sequel, don't get me wrong, but it just does not live up to this movie in any way, shape, or form. And the last DVD I got, also at Walmart, The Sandlot. This movie is fucking phenomenal. The actors are phenomenal. I mean, who hasn't seen this fucking movie? If you haven't seen this movie, you have not lived, okay? The Sandlot was the shit. Especially if you're a kid in the 90s, Come on, you gotta love The Sandlot. Fucking great movie. But that was it. I mean, that's all my DVDs. I mean, I spent about $3-4 each, like I said. Planning on buying more, so expect another eBay pickup video in the future. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. I love these movies. I'm a comedy kind of guy. You know, I love the 90s movies, the 80s, early 2000 type stuff. Rate, subscribe, comment, follow at Video Game XD on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. Hope you guys really enjoyed this video. See you next time. Video Game XD. Peace.